What's up, beautiful people? So this morning we are just seeing a video by Cash Jordan. He was making a documentary of thieves in New York, basically stealing from retail stores to the point where they are now shutting down. Well, that's not the case in Florida. This morning, I believe it's this morning, Desantis signed a retail theft bill to curtail these excesses in his state, which I'm very excited for. We're going to be watching the video and how it all went down, so let's get to it.
Carlos Gonzalez, major investigator, manager for Walgreens. Bob Brewster is going to talk about being a victim of retail theft. We have Senator Harrell and Representatives Overdorf and Snyder that are joining us, and they were instrumental in getting the legislation passed that we're going to sign today. We in Florida have been very clear. We're a law and order state. If you do the crime, you're going to do the time. We care more about protecting public safety and the rights of law-abiding citizens than we do about coddling criminals or making excuses for them. So we've done that.
Apparently, I just learned this morning that in New York, it's just a misdemeanor.
In a lot of different ways. We've enacted really strong penalties against people that traffic fentanyl and kill our citizens. When I have had the basis to do so, I've acted to remove state attorneys who are not enforcing the law and putting their citizens at risk. We also put an end to the so-called bail reform movement in Florida, which just recycles criminals and puts them right back on the street. And we've reenacted the death penalty for pedophiles in the state of Florida. So all across, we've seen a commitment to public safety. And of course, we support the people that wear the uniform. Part of that is by giving a bonus. We did 3 years in a row of $1,000 bonuses for every sworn law enforcement officer in the entire state of Florida. We do $5,000 signing bonuses for new recruits into the state of Florida at both the county, municipal, and state level. People know that we have their back. And if you look, that is not the norm, unfortunately, in many jurisdictions across this country. You look at a place like California, they passed Proposition 47. That allows people that commit retail theft to be charged with misdemeanor, even if it had traditionally been a felony. That means they get numerous retail theft offenses. Do they get held accountable? No. They get a slap on the wrist. You look at New York, they eliminated cash bail for many offenses, including offenses for retail theft, so that now you can only get a felony theft charge if you steal more than $1,000 worth of merchandise. Anything less, you get a desk appearance ticket. That has caused people to loot stores and do $999 worth of looting, and then they leave knowing that they're not going to be held accountable. Well, it's not probably surprising that with policies like that, you're seeing retail theft surge in different parts of the United States. In 2022 alone, $112 billion in retail theft. States like New York, $4 billion alone in 2022. New York City has seen shoplifting increase by 63%. Los Angeles up 81%, San Francisco up 24%. Now, that has an impact on...
I don't know if you guys saw the videos, but everything he's saying, they're actually factual. I mean, I didn't know about it until this morning. New York as well, $4 billion, 63%. Everything is factual. And this is because people don't fear the consequences. I don't even know if a misdemeanor is a consequence, but people are not afraid of the consequence. That's why they're going to keep doing it.
You as a consumer, because the prices will go up to reflect those stolen goods. That's just basic business. If they're not able to sell those goods, if those are losses, they got to find a way to compensate. So you end up seeing rising prices when you go into the store. It also just has a demoralizing effect on people when you go in and you want to buy toothpaste, and it's like Fort Knox because it's all under lock and key for basic items. You got to get a clerk to come and open it and all this stuff just to do basic shopping. That is not something that is good for quality of life. And then, of course, if you can have people come in and just steal retail and walk out, that creates a contempt for the rule of law that has a spillover effect in areas far beyond retail theft. And so in Florida, we've actually seen a decline in retail theft over the last 4 years, and we're proud of that. I think it's because a lot of people know this is not the state you want to try that in, but we are seeing issues with retail theft across the country. Nationwide, 88% of retailers have reported that shoplifters are more aggressive and violent now compared to just a few years ago. 49% say they have observed much more violent and aggressive behavior. Why? Because I think these people come in and they have a sense of entitlement that they can take what they want and that they're not going to be held accountable. And so I think the behavior has reflected that. You see stores closing down in different parts of the United States, whether that's Target closing 9 stores in Portland and Seattle, Walmart closing stores in Chicago, Nordstrom closing stores in San Francisco. That is a direct result of the lack of commitment to the rule of law and holding criminals accountable. So we're not going to do that in the state of Florida. We're going to make sure that our retailers...
issue for this bill, he's going to get a lot of criticism from the media. People are going to say, oh, he's so bad, he's so harsh, too extreme with his policies. But this is the right thing to do. This is the right thing to do. Like New York, they empty the stores, raid the place, destroy the infrastructure. I think Chicago as well, in Walmart. And we saw in LA as well, Los Angeles, the same thing. Destroy the infrastructure, and those are people's businesses that employ other people. So not only do you steal from the owner of the business, you steal from the people who work there, because if Walmart closes, or like Walmart closed in Chicago, the people who work there are unemployed. They can't feed their families because of you.
Are able to sell products, that consumers are able to benefit, and that people are held accountable when they break the law. This theft is not limited, though, to just retail outlets. You also have in an era where people are clicking and ordering online and having packages delivered to their front door, you have a cottage industry of porch piracy, where people will go and steal packages from somebody's front door. And different citizens have responded in different ways. You have cameras, the doorbell cameras, you have all this other stuff, but it's not certainly effective in soft on crime jurisdictions, and it's not something you should have to do in the state of Florida, and so we're not going to put up that either. So today's bills, the bill I'm going to sign, not only cracks down on retail theft, it also cracks down on porch piracy, so that if you order something and they leave it at your front door, you come home from work or you bring your kids home from school, package is going to be there, and if it's not, someone's going to have hell to pay for stealing it. So HB 549 is a great piece of legislation. It is pretty much doing the opposite of what a lot of states like California and New York have done. It believes that we need to increase penalties on those who are committing these acts. So we will raise penalties on people that steal packages from your front porch. They are going to be deterred from doing that with adequate penalties. We're also increasing penalties for the so-called retail theft rings. So if you have 5 or more people, you're going to have enhanced penalties as a result of that, because this is a coordinated effort that you see in some of these jurisdictions. We are also going to make it a second-degree felony if you use social media to solicit others to participate in retail theft, because what you have is these flash mobs that are incited by social media to descend on some stores, and the thing is, the clerks are overwhelmed at that point. It's very hard to keep things in order. And we are going to hold people accountable in a really big way if they're committing retail theft with a firearm, or if they've already had previous convictions for retail theft. You're looking at really, really serious penalties. So I think what we're doing has been successful compared to other jurisdictions. The fact that we've seen a decline, but we also know that we got to do all we can to be able to protect public safety. This bill, cracking down on the porch pirates, cracking down on retail theft rings, making sure people that use social media to incite these flash mobs of retail theft, that all those people are held accountable, and they will be held accountable in the state of Florida. We don't want to see stores go out of business. We don't want to see prices increase, and we certainly don't want to treat every retail establishment as if every item needs to be under a lock and key just so that they're not looted without end. And that will not happen in the state of Florida. You will have toothpaste on the shelf that you can grab, check out, and leave. Imagine that. Isn't that great to be able to do that? So thanks for the legislature for being involved in this piece of legislation. We'll hear from some of the other folks we have, so we'll start with our Attorney General.
Yeah, we'll end this one right here. I'll put the link to the full video if you want to watch the full speech. I'll put it in the comments in the description so you can go check it out. But that's pretty interesting. Like, I don't understand how the lawmakers in other, I don't want to particularly blame their governments because I'm not in the government. I don't know what they go through and the stats they see. But just looking from the outside in, I don't think it makes sense that somebody would go steal anything and not face consequences for it. Yeah, you should fear consequence. That's what it's meant to do. Like, it should repel you from the crime. You should think about, oh, why do I need to go steal toothpaste when I'm going to jail for, I don't know, 6 months? Is it worth it? I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's what consequences are meant to do. Instead of you protecting and cuddling these people and saying, oh, they are too poor, they can't afford food, let them go steal. What the? Anyways, maybe the government out there know what they're doing, but yeah, I do think Desantis did an amazing job here, or he's doing an amazing job, because you want people who work hard and who are able to afford their things to go to the store, buy, pay, and feel comfortable. And the retailer shouldn't be out of business because they also employ. Anyway, share your thoughts. If you're opposed to my thoughts and you want to critique anything, feel free to do so. And smash the like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. And have a very beautiful day. Peace.